Just trying to survive and learn to love along the way. By Foreplay on AO3. Episode 17, Chapter 17 of Family and Secrets. Shouta is halfway through his second cup of coffee when Izuku waltzes into the kitchen, smile from last night still plastered on his face. His kid looks content as he wanders through the kitchen, making himself a small breakfast. Shouta and Hizashi both want to turn this into an adoption at some point, hopefully soon. The problem child is a perfect fit for their little family. They can't bring it up yet, though. Their kid's gone through something terrible. He has been going through it for most of his life. This isn't something they could rush. But this is their kid now, and nothing can change that. Hurry up and get dressed. We have to leave early. I have an idiot to yell at. Izuku nearly spits out his drink at that, and Shouta grins. What about Hizashi? Isn't he usually up by now? Izuku looks mildly concerned. It's adorable how much he cares about his husband. He had to cover for another host when his shift was over last night. I was just gonna throw a cat on him to wake him up, but now I've got a much better idea. Shouta gives him what he knows is one of his scary grins, and Izuku must be following his line of thinking, because he gets up from the table and turns to run into the room. Unfortunately for his kid, Shouta is much faster and hauls him over his shoulder before he could get away. I think this is a bad idea. Nope, it'll be funny. Izuku slumps at that, resigned to his fate as replacement cat. Shouta opens his door as silently as he can and creeps over to Hisashi's side, lumped on the bed. He unceremoniously tosses Izuku onto his husband and covers his ears as he backs away grinning. Hizashi wakes up screaming, not expecting the weight of a teenager thrown on top of him. Izuku frantically covers his ears from his spot on the pro hero, and Shouta takes pity on him, laughing as he uses his quirk to shut up his husband. Thank God they've got soundproofed walls. Hizashi finally realizes who he'd thrown on him when his quirk disappears. He slumps down with a sigh of defeat. Sho, that wasn't very nice. Maybe not, but it was fucking funny. Hizashi lets out an outraged gasp at that, and Izuku bursts out laughing at their antics. No swearing around the baby. Izuku turns to look dramatically outraged at Hisashi's comment as he shoves a pillow on his face. Shouta smiles at the scene and pulls his phone out to snap a picture before interrupting them. He pulls Izuku off of Hizashi before speaking. Alright, you big baby. Time to get ready for school. He and Hizashi only watch fondly as Izuku scrambles back to his room and throws his uniform on. They get to school an hour before class is supposed to start, so they all head to the teacher's lounge. Izuku has an adversary to begin in class that early. Shouta paces impatiently in front of his couch Izuku is sitting on as he waits for All Might to arrive. 20 minutes later, he does, and Shouta doesn't give him a chance to say anything before he's turning him around and shoving him towards the nearest private meeting room. All Might is smart enough to at least look guilty as he sits under Shota's glare, waiting for him to say something. Are you an idiot? Aizawa, please, I had to talk to him. You did so when I explicitly asked you not to, when he clearly did not want to talk to you. Well, yes, but it was important. He didn't refuse that much. Any refusal should be enough, All Might. He appreciates your apology for the hospital. What he didn't appreciate is you telling him to pick some hero that he's never heard of over someone who he knows can help him with his quirk. He told you about that. When would he have the time to do that? Oh my God, where exactly do you think he's been living? All Might look shocked at that, and Shouta couldn't help but roll his eyes. Well, I assumed he was placed in an orphanage. Like Shouta would ever let that happen. You didn't notice that he comes to and leaves school every day with me and Present Mike? Well, yes, but I just thought you took pity on him and decided to give him rides to the alternatives. Some sort of guilt? God, he lives with us, you idiot. He's been since he's been released from the hospital. He told us everything you said to him last night. All Might look slightly mortified at that. He told us how scared he was when you got mad at him. When you yelled at him for spilling your secret. A secret he shouldn't have to keep. You forced him to keep a secret when you had people you told. People he didn't even know that had knowledge of how he got his quirk. You should have at least told me at the start of the year. As his homeroom teacher, I could have helped him. Actually taught him something instead of whatever you've done that makes him break a bone every time he uses his quirk. All Might is standing now, holding his hands up in hopes of protecting himself. Aizawa, you don't understand. You know nothing of the dangers of most people knowing. Young Midoriya made a mistake in telling you. It's much safer for both of us, with less people in the knowing. With All for One still out there, All for One? Is this some big enemy of yours? Whose new target is now a 15-year-old child? Is that something you told Izuku? Well, I haven't had the chance to tell him yet. There's no guarantee that All for One will even go after him. I don't want to scare him. Jesus. Newsflash, All Might. You already scared him. I'll tell him myself if I have to. You should have already told him how he now has a mortal enemy. Probably should have warned him before you passed on your quirk. Aizawa, you can't. All Might looks desperate. And if this were any other situation, Shouta would have laughed. Just try and stop me. All Might doesn't move as he leaves the room, and he takes that win. He is going to make All Might tell Izuku everything. He needs to be prepared. It's already almost time for class to begin when Shouta leaves his meeting with All Might, so he heads straight for his classroom. Most of his students were already there. Thankfully, not all crowding around Izuku's desk this time. Only Kirishima is there, and Shouta shamelessly listens in on the conversation. Listen, Midoriya, I'm so sorry I left you behind yesterday. I could tell how uncomfortable you were, but I didn't do anything. I'm also sorry about how everyone's been bothering you. I'll try to dissuade them as much as I can for you. It's okay, Kirishima. I appreciate that you told Aizawa-sensei when you noticed, and you didn't have to worry about the others. They're not your responsibility. Izuku looked relaxed, and Aizawa smiles at himself, underneath his scarf, at the last of his students scrambling just as the bell rings. Shouta sighs as he begins his lecture. This is gonna be a long day. All Might getting lectured. Woo woo. All Might getting lectured. Woo woo. All Might getting lectured. Woo woo. No, yeah. I agree with Aizawa. Like, dude, you didn't tell him about the mortal enemy? Like, really? Really, dude? Really? That's not, like, something you were gonna tell him, or, again, as I said last time, I do not understand how him knowing would be bad. Whatever, point taken is, I don't understand it. I get if they're trying to keep the identity of the user, secret. But if you truly wanted to keep the identity secret, you would make it so that All Might and Izuku are nowhere near linked. So that that person cannot come to that. Hi! You could say hi to the viewers. It's the outro. Oh, you need to piss. Have fun. That was Echo, bro. Motherfucker looked at me, he's like, I need to piss. And then he closed my door. Funnily enough, the actual layout of my house, or not my house, but the house that I live in, with my parents, is hilariously enough, my room is kind of far away from the rest of the house. Not as far away as my parents' room. My parents' room is literally separate from the main house. But my room is, let's say I open my room and right there is the sink and the cabinets for the bathroom. I turn around and I see the toilet and everything there. And to get out, I either get out through the door that's there in the bathroom that leads right outside the house, or I go through the bathroom to get to the rest of the house. Basically, if I want to access the rest of the house, I have to go to the bathroom. Or I have to literally get out, go into the backyard, and then go back in through the other backyard doorway. So, yeah, it's a really weird layout. I'll say that. It is a super fucking weird layout. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, weird as fuck layout, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, back into All Might. We do not like All Might. We do not like All Might here. All right. Let's see. Next chapter is called Of Truth and Pain. Also, can we talk about the beginning? The beginning was super cute. Summary. A meeting with All Might and a phone call from Tsukuichi. How much worse can a day get? Oh, a phone call from Tsukuichi. Is the adoption going to be delayed because of something? What's going to happen? Okay. Okay. Alright. I'm concerned. I'm concerned. Okay. Moving on. I do like the fact that they're being a family. The fact that Aizawa and Hizashi are already like, yep, mine, ours, we're adopting. But like not bringing it up immediately, mainly because, you know, Izuku has gone through a lot. It's a lot of change. It's a lot to acclimate to, so Izuku should get some time to adjust. And you know, do all that stuff, that fancying shit, but anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.